Hey, this is Guido with another playback for you with the STA-2 Japanese Premium Medium Tank. We are here on Fiery Salient, and this one is titled Go with the Flow. Go with the Flow. So we're heading over here to the west side. A lot of people don't like proc or Fiery Salient. They feel like they get killed by invisible tanks. It's open to arty or two of the big complaints, and the reason for that in general is it is a difficult map if you're not paying attention to vision control and map control. So if you're not paying attention to those two things, you can get punished hard on this map. Over on the 1-2 line, there is really kind of a spotting mini game going on. Who can spot who first and then punch him in the face. You can see that I've got a couple TDs, a 54 mod 1 and myself. Fiery Salient and proc, this one's Fiery Salient, play a little bit differently. This big ridge right here does not exist on proc, or it's not as pronounced anyway. So they are slightly different maps, although in general it's the same layout. You can see that we've got the standard group going up on the hill on the east side and a couple guys controlling the 5-6 line, which is very important on this map. A lot of times I'll go there. I usually don't have to go hill because there's plenty of people that want to sit on the back side of the hill. Oh, I just stopped because I saw myself shoot. I was actually trying to shoot that stupid hay thing. I did not realize you couldn't actually shoot it and make it go away, so I ran it over. We're going to have the 0-1 YOLO derp right into the middle here. There he goes, which is going to give us a few shots here and there. He's charging forward, shooting. See what I'm doing with mine. I bounce off that guy. I find something with less ridiculous armor and shoot him. Try to take another shot on that guy. And someone else gets the kill. And I didn't get spotted, so this is not a bad spot here. They have to be a little bit closer to see you. They clearly don't have anybody up in that bush up at E1, which is a very dangerous spot for enemy scouts. Which, by the way, if you take a look at the setup, there aren't any scouts. So that's going to make this a little bit unusual, because what you don't see is a bunch of guys surfing the middle, a bunch of guys being scouts surfing the middle. In fact, there's not many mediums doing this either, none so far. Our mod 1 is content to camp. The STA-2 is okay in that role because it can pop with its turret and it's got good depression. But with all the arty going on, I decided not to do that because that's a quick way to die. So not much going on the 1-2 line. So I'm going to flex over here. And this is about the point where I decided, you know what, someone's got to start looking a little bit and try to find these guys. So let me see what I can do. Still have two TDs sitting back there, and we have the T-29 clicking away on that side. He's probably taken fire from the hill because our guys hadn't moved up. You can see finally a couple of them are moving up to see if they can't get some spots on the guys hanging out on the back side of it. So we're up 3-2. We have taken out their IS-3. That's nice. There's an IS camping away in the back on their side on that island. I'm going to get up into those bushes. This you cannot do. Very rarely can you ever do what I'm doing right here, because there will typically, as I said, be mediums and scouts surfing the middle. But this is called go with the flow. So I'm reacting to what's happening in this battle, not reacting or playing this map according to the way it usually is played. All right. So if the meta isn't matching, don't do it. Instead of shooting right there, I'm going to back so I can make those bushes cover me up better. And as long as you can't see straight through the bushes, you're getting their camo rating, and then we'll take that guy out. So ill-advised for him. He's trying to get some scouting, spotting right there, and I'm able to get him dead without being seen. So we'll go with the flow here. We'll just see what's going on. We've got a mod 1 sitting there. A lot of tanks are not spotted, so I don't know where they are. In fact, there's only 3 that I can see right now that we know, which leaves a considerable number. They've got 3 arty, is that right? Correct, 3 arty. So 3 of the 11 are arty, so I don't expect them to be spotted. That leaves 8 of them. 3 of the 8 are spotted. It leaves 5 tanks that aren't arty unspotted. No, there's 1 of them. Same thing, I'm going to dodge back here. Get that shot on him. Someone's going to kill him, I believe, or maybe I do, I don't remember. A little bit dangerous. Again, the 5100 snakes the kill on me right there. I was spotted and realized once that goes off, it's been 3 seconds since you were seen. So I sat another 2 seconds or so for a total of 5 seconds. And this is not the greatest arty avoidance I've ever done either. I sort of just backed up straight. If I was an arty, I may have taken a shot right there because I may have been lit even as I was backing up to where I stopped. So a little lucky, but I'll take it. I'm going with the flow. Let's take a look here. Now I've lost my 2 TDs back behind me. Actually, I've lost 1. I didn't notice this in the game. Where did that guy go? 1's gone. I'm going to come up here and look for a shot on him. Get spotted by him. And you can see now our Mod 1's getting gang tackled here. And there's not much I could do. I could go charging in, but he's down to 1 hit. It's a Proto and a couple Mod 1s, which will absolutely eat me alive. So there's no reason to go in there. He just pushed in and died. But we have spotted quite a few of their tanks, and we're back to even. So I'm going with the flow, right? The flow over there looks like a really bad flow. I don't think I want to flow over there anymore, so I'm getting out. I fully expected to get waxed right here because I know I was there. Why they just didn't come at me, I don't know. But I am glad they didn't. Using a few bushes here maybe if I can. And now I'm just going straight away vision mechanics wise to get as much distance between me and them as possible. As long as those Mod 1s are a little bit hesitant, which they appear to be. And the thing is, they don't know where all of us are either. So we'll get out. There is a lot of salt in this game. If you're reading the chat down there, there's a lot of much anger. So I'm going with the flow. That side is not tenable anymore. There's no reason to be over there. That spot where the 5100 and the T29 are is also not tenable. It's important to control 5-6, but if you've lost the entire 1-2 line, you can't sit there because once you get lit, you're done. They'll just shoot you right in the side. So all I can do at this point is get up to the hill. The thought process here is if they go to our cap, I'll get shots on them from the hill. Maybe I can help clear off the hill and get a little bit more of the map back because at this point we've lost 3/4 of the map. In general, this should be a losing situation for a team. And it is. We are essentially losing map control wise right now. But the high ground on the hill is a strong position if it's played correctly. And there is a chance to come back if you do that. So we're going with the flow. I was on one side of the map, did what I could over there, and now I'm over here on the other side of the map, still alive with all my hit points. And we climb because climbing is slow. Oh, right, the Su-152. If you rewind and look at it, he actually killed himself. I forgot about that. Time for me to die, and then he kills himself. So that was outstanding. Good job, 152. Well done. Okay, we got an AC-4 experimental. So they've got some guys camping over on the island. That's to our benefit because they're not in the battle. You can see the 54 Mod 1. At least one of them has showed up. And I've got a Tiger 2 right here. So we've got to clear this. Let me show you with my gun, with my map. We've got to clear this guy off because he's a problem. I can't go YOLOing over because I got a situation developing with these guys. The AC gets up in this bush, and I'm just going to sit there and look at him, and he goes away, but I shoot him anyway, and he dies because he did not back up. The KR is going to kind of understand the issue here pretty soon, and we're going to push over and make sure we get rid of this Tiger too, because he's a danger. Every time he comes up and lights us, we're in trouble. There's the KR coming around him. So I come in too. We got to get rid of him. There we go. There's their Sioux. And I'm going to turn around. Because I'm being lit and I'm a little high on that ridge, the guys down there, that Mod 1, can hit me. And if you'd noticed before, we had the T29 doing a little popping, doing a little turret action right there, kind of keeping them honest. So that was good. We got 2 Mod 1s we've got to deal with. We're a little bit ahead in tanks. But of course we've lost most of the map, so we're just surrounded here. They know where we all are. We're all hanging out up on this hill. So that's a benefit to them. I'm kind of surprised the prototype hasn't showed up. You'll see him show up much later, so he probably sat over on the 1-2 line for a very long time with little SA on what was going on. I'm looking that way. Now I switch back over because the mods don't look like they're too interested in coming up. There's the proto finally showing up. Get some shots on him. I don't have a lot of chance of pinning him. I'm just trying to lob one into the turret if I can. He's going to give me just enough side armor here. I'm going to load just in time to put one shot on him. So that's helpful. And that T-29 is still holding on back there for dear life. But we've lost a couple other guys. There goes the T-29. I'd love to get that ISU or that SU out, but he is not there. Shoot into the bush. And we'll have to then flex back. And that's bad because he's now behind me. And I don't have anybody watching that direction, unfortunately. Have a little spasm with my hand there, and that was a bummer. I get lit, so I'm just trying to back up here as much as possible. I know that prototype is around. I get a shot on the 54 mod 1. That brings him to close to a single shot, not quite. And now he's out in the open, so this was a really bad idea on his part. We're going to be able to take him out with this maneuver on his part, and he's done. We're still doing all right. Now I'm worried about Artie. The KR's calling me all kinds of names earlier. I don't know if you noticed that as well. A lot of salt. So now I'm just moving around because I'm not 100% sure I'm dark yet. Oh, look at this. Here comes the SU. I'm able to kill him. And that's why I went this way, because it had been quite a long time and I fully expected somebody maybe to be coming up there. Now, he was the only one other than Artie that was left. Now watch, you're going to get a couple artillery shots in on me here. Fortunately they miss. One miss. Should be another one I think here pretty soon. Two misses. Now our KR is pushing. You know, we've gone with the flow, man. We're working with what we got. I'm being a bit of a jerk for him right now because I'm sort of letting him light things up. My worry is that prototype is sitting over there on the middle, somewhere on the 5-6 line, waiting for one of us to be highlighted there. And that is pretty much where he is. You'll see him appear here in a moment. I'll charge down. We still have a couple arties, so they will be helpful in case somebody's hold down or hard to get. Someone's playing hard to get. I don't know why the KR goes up there, but he does. I guess he thinks maybe there's an artillery up there somewhere. And I get spotted. I don't know by what. Turns out it'll have been the prototype based on what's going to happen here in a moment. I think it was an arty, so I'm dodging back right and left. I'm going to take a hit from the proto. He just pushes through the little town up there and whacks me. And he happens to get me without being spotted, so I'm just going to dive over this. And I'm putting that ground between he and I. Here we are at 2 minutes. Going with the flow. Heading off to this direction now. There he is. One shot into him. I have a chance to kill him, so I'm just going to wait here to do this. There we go. Unfortunately, he missed. And now we've got 1.5 minutes and 3 arty to hunt down. We've got 2 tanks and 2 arty of our own. KR heads over to cap. Now I will tell you that capping right now is not a great idea because I fully expect at least one of their arty. Missed that shot. That's a bummer. This gun doesn't often miss those. It's pretty accurate. What I'm suspecting is there's an arty hanging out somewhere in those bushes around A1, A2, and there he is. The KR lights him, so that helps us out. Critical hit, of course. I'll end up getting a kill on this guy. He's gone. Unfortunately, the KR is on the cap, and there's 2 arties on the enemy team. So I'm worried maybe one of them's still up in the corner. I know one of them went this way, so I'm at least going to go try to work on that guy. Come up over the top. We got 31 seconds. Hey, there's one. One shot. Now I'm going to move a little bit, give him a little bit of lateral movement. For a wonder he missed. And there's the other one. 15 seconds. He misses. Fortunate. Every once in a while those work out for me. Give him one shot, 7 seconds. Can I reload? I've got to move up just a little bit so he doesn't get behind the ridge. And down to the last second at 0. So I end up with 8 kills on proc, going with the flow, 3,500 damage, ace mastery game in the STA-2. I took a few chances at the end, ended up working out for me. But, you know, if you go with the flow, if you don't let the meta of a map dictate what you do, use it to inform your initial decisions, and then go from there. And once you make good reactions to what's actually happening, good things can happen to you. Later.